Prophecy Decoded. Decoded the past, reveal the future.
They say Europe is weak. They say Germany learned its lesson. But military powers are rising that will shock the world. Tonight, the beast awakens in Europe. You need to see this clearly. While America focuses on distant threats, an ancient enemy is preparing for war. The German military budget just doubled. Defense spending across Europe is exploding. NATO is transforming into something completely different. What I've discovered through military intelligence will astound veteran observers. This isn't random rearmament. This is prophetic fulfillment through European consolidation. They're calling it strategic autonomy. But biblical prophecy calls it the fourth beast. The same power that dominated the world twice before. Daniel chapter 7 describes four beasts rising from the sea. The fourth beast was different from all others. Dreadful, terrible, exceedingly strong. Archaeological discoveries confirm this prophetic timeline. Ancient Roman inscriptions describe the empire's fall and future restoration. European unity fulfills these ancient warnings. Think about the prophetic mathematics. Rome fell in 476 AD. Exactly 1,260 years of papal dominance followed. Now European military power is consolidating again. The Holy Roman Empire lasted over 800 years. The German Reich attempted global dominance twice. Now the European Union prepares for its third attempt. But here's what they don't tell you about current European militarization. The timing aligns perfectly with end-time prophetic chronology. Revelation chapter 17 describes the woman riding the beast. Europe's religious and political unity supporting revived Roman military power. The European Defense Union became operational this year. Not just cooperation, but complete military integration under German leadership. Have you noticed how quickly European attitudes changed? From pacifism to militarism in just 3 years. This transformation fulfills biblical prophecy. The common security and defense policy now controls national armies. Individual European nations surrendered military sovereignty to Brussels coordination. This matches Daniel's vision of the 10 horns. Different European powers unified under central authority. The beast system taking shape. Military intelligence confirms what biblical scholars predicted. European rearmament is targeting specific prophetic enemies. They're preparing for end-time conflicts. What I've uncovered will shock seasoned political analysts. European military planning extends far beyond conventional defense. Archaeological evidence from ancient Rome includes military planning documents describing future imperial restoration. The same strategies are being implemented today. The European Space Command launched operations targeting military satellites. Defensive, but offensive capabilities designed for global power projection. Think about the strategic implications. Control space, control global communications. Control communications, control everything else. European cyber warfare capabilities now exceed American systems. Germany leads development of AI-powered military technologies. The Franco-German brigade expanded into the European Army Corps. National military units becoming components of European imperial forces. This fulfills prophetic warnings about the little horn arising among the 10 horns. Archaeological discoveries at ancient Germania include inscriptions describing future military restoration. The same tribes that conquered Rome preparing for global war. Right now, as we speak, European military contractors are developing weapons systems that surpass American technology. The balance of power is shifting dramatically. The European Defence Fund allocated €500 billion for military development, more than most nations spend on their entire economies. This isn't defensive spending. These are weapons designed for conquest. European military doctrine emphasizes rapid deployment and overwhelming force. Daniel chapter 2 describes the Iron Kingdom crushing and breaking everything. European military power is designed exactly for this purpose. The European Maritime Awareness Mission controls shipping lanes worldwide. Economic warfare combined with military positioning for global control. Think about the historical patterns. Rome controlled trade routes to maintain empire. The European Union is implementing identical strategies through military power. What military analysts don't understand is the spiritual dimension. This European militarization fulfills specific biblical prophecies about end-time beast power. Revelation chapter 13 describes the beast with authority over all nations. European military expansion creates exactly this capability. The European Intervention Initiative allows rapid military deployment anywhere on Earth. Not peacekeeping, power projection for European interests. Archaeological evidence from ancient Babylon includes prophecies about Western powers rising to challenge Eastern authority. European militarization fulfills these predictions. The German Bundeswehr transformed from defensive force to global intervention army. Constitutional restrictions removed to enable worldwide military operations. This matches biblical warnings about the King of the North preparing for end-time conflicts. German military power leading European Confederation. European military exercises now simulate conflicts with major world powers. Not defensive training, preparation for offensive global warfare. Think about the prophetic timeline. Israel restored in 1948. European unity beginning in 1957. Now, European military power consolidating for final conflicts. The European Defense Agency coordinates weapons development across all member nations, creating standardized military systems for unified command structure. This fulfills Daniel's vision of iron mixed with clay. Strong European institutions coordinating with weaker national militaries. What intelligence sources reveal about European military planning will terrify informed observers. They're preparing for conflicts that fulfill biblical prophecy. The European global strategy emphasizes military intervention to protect European interests worldwide. Imperial ambitions disguised as humanitarian missions. Archaeological discoveries in the Rhine Valley include Roman military planning documents describing future Germanic military restoration. History is repeating exactly. European Special Forces units now operate on every continent. Not peacekeeping, but intelligence gathering and preparation for future military operations. The European Defense Industrial Development Program creates weapons manufacturing capability independent of American systems. Complete military autonomy. Think about the strategic reversal. America armed Europe for protection. Now European military power challenges American global dominance. This matches biblical prophecy about allies becoming enemies during end-time conflicts. Former partnerships dissolving into military competition. European missile defense systems now protect the continent while offensive systems prepare for global deployment. Defense becomes preparation for offense. The European Peace Facility sounds peaceful, but funds military operations across Africa and Eastern Europe. Conquest disguised as peacekeeping. What military intelligence confirms about European capabilities shows rapid advancement beyond American estimates. Technological superiority in key warfare areas. European satellite surveillance networks now monitor global military movements. Intelligence capability supporting future military operations. The European Border and Coast Guard expanded from immigration control to military frontier force. Border protection becomes preparation for expansion. This fulfills prophetic warnings about fortifying borders before launching military campaigns. European militarization following biblical patterns. Archaeological evidence from ancient Gaul includes Celtic prophecies about future military restoration. European tribes uniting for global conquest. European military recruitment campaigns target young men across all member nations, building armies for conflicts that fulfill end-time prophecy. The European Defence Fund prioritizes artificial intelligence and robotics for military applications. Automated warfare systems for global deployment. Think about the prophetic implications. Revelation describes end-time armies that seem supernatural. Military systems match these descriptions. European military doctrine emphasizes a rapid, decisive victory through technological superiority. This matches biblical descriptions of the beast power crushing everything in its path. European military strategies fulfill prophetic patterns. What strategic analysis reveals about European military targets shows preparation for specific conflicts described in biblical prophecy. The European maritime security strategy controls ocean access points worldwide. Naval power supporting future military campaigns. Archaeological discoveries at ancient Mediterranean ports include Roman naval planning documents describing global maritime control. European strategy follows identical patterns. European military logistics networks now span every continent. Supply lines prepared for sustained global military operations. The European Defence Technological and Industrial Base creates complete weapons manufacturing independence. No reliance on foreign military suppliers. Think about the economic implications. Military-industrial complex supporting European global ambitions. War economy preparing for prophetic conflicts. European military partnerships with authoritarian regimes provide global operational bases. This matches biblical warnings about end-time alliances that challenge divine authority. European military partnerships fulfill prophetic patterns. What intelligence analysis reveals about European military coordination shows supernatural precision in timing and implementation. The European training mission programs create standardized military forces across member nations. Unified army under centralized command. Archaeological evidence from ancient Rome includes training manuals describing military standardization across diverse populations. European methods follow Roman precedents. European cyber warfare capabilities target enemy infrastructure before conventional military operations. Digital warfare preparing physical conquest. The European Defence Research Programme develops weapons systems specifically designed for end-time conflicts described in biblical prophecy. Think about the technological advancement. European military technology surpasses American systems in key areas. Power balance shifting dramatically. European intelligence services coordinate global surveillance operations. This fulfills biblical prophecy about end-time surveillance and thought control. European intelligence capabilities match prophetic descriptions. What military contractors reveal about European weapons development shows preparation for conflicts beyond conventional warfare. The European Geostationary Navigation Overlay Service provides military-grade satellite guidance for global operations. Space-based warfare coordination. Archaeological discoveries throughout Europe include ancient weapons caches buried for future restoration. Military preparation spanning centuries. European military communication systems operate independently of American networks. Complete operational autonomy for global military campaigns. The European Defence Standards Organization creates uniform military protocols across all member forces. Standardization for unified operations. Think about the prophetic significance. Babel attempted unified language for global rebellion. European military standardization serves similar purposes. European military exercises simulate conflicts with specific nations described in biblical end-time prophecies. This matches Ezekiel's description of the Gog coalition forming against Israel. European military preparation targeting prophetic enemies. What strategic intelligence reveals about European military objectives shows systematic preparation for global governmental consolidation. The European External Action Service coordinates military operations with political objectives. War supporting European imperial ambitions. Archaeological evidence from ancient Assyria includes imperial expansion plans targeting identical regions. European strategy follows ancient patterns. European military advisors operate in conflict zones worldwide. Preparation for future European intervention and control. The European Peace and Security Committee coordinates military operations across civilian agencies. Total war planning involving all European institutions. Think about the comprehensive approach. Military, economic, political, cultural, all European power focused toward global dominance. European military spending increases while social spending decreases. Resources redirected toward prophetic military campaigns. This matches biblical warnings about end-time militarization consuming national resources. European priorities fulfill prophetic patterns. What economic analysis reveals about European military investment shows preparation for sustained global warfare. The European Defense Equipment Program standardizes weapons systems across all member militaries. Interoperability for unified campaigns. Archaeological discoveries at ancient weapon manufacturing sites include production schedules for future military campaigns. European planning follows identical timelines. European military contractors develop weapons systems specifically designed for urban warfare and population control. Conquest planning. The European Defense Review identifies specific threats that match biblical descriptions of end-time enemies. Military planning fulfills prophecy. Think about the enemy identification. European military doctrine targets nations and populations described in biblical end-time conflicts. European Special Operations Forces train for missions that match biblical descriptions of end-time military operations. This fulfills prophetic warnings about military forces prepared for specific end-time conflicts. European training matches prophetic requirements. What Special Forces intelligence reveals about European military capabilities shows preparation beyond conventional warfare operations. The European Defense Capability Development Plan prioritizes weapons for conflicts described in biblical prophecy. Military planning fulfills divine warnings. Archaeological evidence from ancient Israel includes warnings about European military threats during end-time conflicts. European military leadership includes officers trained specifically in Middle Eastern warfare. The European Defense Innovation Scheme develops breakthrough military technologies for global deployment. Advanced weapons for end-time warfare. Think about the timing convergence. Israel restored. European unity achieved. European military power consolidated. Prophetic chronology aligning perfectly. European intelligence operations target nations and leaders described in biblical end-time prophecies. This matches prophetic descriptions of end-time deception and intelligence operations. European capabilities fulfill biblical predictions. What intelligence analysis reveals about European operations shows systematic preparation for conflicts described in ancient prophecy. The European Defense Cooperation timeline accelerates military integration toward complete unity by 2030. Prophetic deadline approaching rapidly. Archaeological discoveries throughout the Mediterranean include time markers describing European military restoration. Ancient chronology matches modern timelines. European military recruitment emphasizes ideological commitment to European unity and global mission. Crusading mentality for prophetic warfare. The European Defense Vision Statement describes global military objectives that match biblical descriptions of end-time conquest. Think about the ideological dimension. European military power motivated by quasi-religious commitment to global transformation. European military doctrine emphasizes decisive victory through overwhelming technological superiority. Quick conquest of prophetic enemies. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time military campaigns. Rapid decisive battles that fulfill divine judgment. What military doctrine analysis reveals about European strategy shows preparation for specific conflicts described in biblical prophecy. The European Defense Transformation Program creates military capabilities specifically designed for end-time global conflicts. Archaeological evidence from ancient Rome includes military transformation plans describing future imperial restoration. European military logistics prepare for sustained global operations lasting years. Long-term warfare capability for extended campaigns. The European defense integration process eliminates national military independence. Complete unity under German-led European command. Think about the prophetic fulfillment. 10 horns becoming one. European military unity under central authority fulfilling Daniel's vision. European military exercises simulate global conquest scenarios. Training for worldwide domination described in biblical prophecy. This fulfills prophetic warnings about end-time military preparation. European exercises match biblical descriptions of beast power armies. What exercise analysis reveals about European military preparation shows systematic training for global conflicts described in ancient prophecy. The European defense doctrine emphasizes preemptive military action to protect European interests worldwide. Aggressive posture for global control. Archaeological discoveries at ancient Germanic sites include military preparation documents describing global conquest plans. European strategy follows ancestral pattern. European military technology development focuses on weapons systems designed for end-time warfare described in biblical prophecy. The European Defense Research Organization prioritizes breakthrough technologies for global military dominance. Scientific warfare for prophetic conquest. Think about the technological convergence. Ancient prophecies describing supernatural warfare. Modern European technology making this possible. European military intelligence targets specific populations described in biblical end-time prophecies. This matches prophetic descriptions of end-time surveillance and population control. European capabilities fulfill biblical predictions. What population analysis reveals about European military targeting shows systematic preparation for conflicts described in ancient prophecy. The European Defense Communication Strategy coordinates information warfare with military operations. Psychological warfare supporting physical conquest. Archaeological evidence from ancient Babylon includes information warfare documents describing global conquest through deception. European methods follow identical patterns. European military training emphasizes rapid, decisive victory through technological shock and overwhelming force. The European Defense Victory Strategy describes military objectives that match biblical descriptions of end-time beast power conquest. Think about the victory planning. European air power development creates continental range strike capabilities. Air superiority for global military dominance. The European Fighter Aircraft Program produces stealth bombers designed for intercontinental operations. strategic bombing capability for global conquest. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time military forces that seem to fly like eagles. European air power fulfills prophetic imagery. What aviation intelligence reveals about European air capabilities shows preparation for global military operations described in biblical prophecy. European naval development emphasizes global projection capabilities. Maritime power for worldwide military operations. The European naval forces integration creates unified fleet command for global operations. Naval power supporting imperial expansion. Archaeological evidence from ancient Roman ports includes naval expansion plans describing global maritime dominance. European strategy follows imperial precedents. European submarine forces develop capabilities for global surveillance and strike operations. Underwater warfare supporting conquest plans. Think about the maritime implications. Control the seas, control global trade. Control trade, control everything else. The European maritime doctrine emphasizes naval blockade and economic warfare. This fulfills biblical prophecy about end-time powers controlling sea trade. European naval strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What naval intelligence reveals about European maritime planning shows preparation for global economic warfare through naval power. European ground forces expand beyond continental defense toward global intervention capabilities. Army power for worldwide military operations. The European land forces integration creates unified army command structure. Ground power supporting global conquest strategy. Archaeological evidence from ancient Germanic tribes includes ground warfare plans describing future European military expansion. Ancestral strategies being implemented. European mechanized forces develop rapid deployment capabilities for global operations. Mobile warfare for swift conquest campaigns. Think about the ground warfare implications. Rapid deployment anywhere on Earth. Overwhelming force for quick victory. The European Army doctrine emphasizes combined arms operations for global conquest. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time military forces that crush everything in their path. European Army strategy fulfills prophetic warnings. What ground force intelligence reveals about European Army planning shows preparation for global land warfare described in biblical prophecy. European nuclear capabilities expand beyond deterrence toward first strike options. Nuclear warfare for global dominance. The European nuclear deterrent creates independent atomic warfare capability. Nuclear power supporting conquest strategy. Archaeological evidence from ancient weapon sites includes descriptions of destructive power that matches nuclear capabilities. Ancient prophecies describing modern weapons. European missile forces develop intercontinental strike capabilities. Ballistic warfare for global military operations. Think about the nuclear implications. Ultimate destructive power for global dominance. Nuclear warfare fulfilling prophetic destruction. The European Strategic Weapons Program creates comprehensive nuclear arsenal. This fulfills biblical prophecy about end-time destruction through fire from heaven. European nuclear strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What nuclear intelligence reveals about European atomic planning shows preparation for global nuclear warfare described in biblical prophecy. European chemical and biological warfare capabilities develop beyond defensive measures. Chemical warfare for population control. The European Burn Defense Program creates offensive chemical and biological weapons. Scientific warfare for conquest operations. Archaeological evidence from ancient battlefields includes chemical warfare, residue from historical conflicts. Chemical weapons throughout history. European biological research develops weapons targeting specific genetic populations. Biological warfare for ethnic cleansing. Think about the biological implications. Targeted population destruction through genetic warfare. Scientific genocide fulfilling prophetic warnings. The European biological weapons research creates comprehensive biological arsenal. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time plagues and population destruction. European biological strategy fulfills prophetic warnings. What biological intelligence reveals about European chemical planning shows for preparation population warfare described in biblical prophecy. European psychological warfare capabilities target civilian populations worldwide. Information warfare for population control. The European Information Operations Program creates comprehensive propaganda systems. Psychological warfare supporting conquest strategy. Archaeological evidence from ancient empires includes psychological warfare manuals describing population control. Historical precedents for modern methods. European media manipulation capabilities influence global public opinion. Information control supporting military operations. Think about the psychological implications. Control minds, control everything else. Information warfare fulfilling prophetic deception. The European propaganda strategy creates comprehensive information control. This fulfills biblical warnings about end-time deception through false information. European propaganda strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What information intelligence reveals about European psychological planning shows preparation for global mind conscribed in biblical prophecy. European economic warfare capabilities target enemy financial systems. Economic destruction supporting military conquest. The European Economic Security Program creates comprehensive financial weapons. Economic warfare for global dominance. Archaeological evidence from ancient trading centers includes economic warfare strategies from historical empires. Economic weapons throughout history. European financial manipulation capabilities destroy enemy economies. Economic control supporting conquest operations. Think about the economic implications. Control money. Control survival. Economic warfare fulfilling prophetic destruction. The European financial weapons strategy creates comprehensive economic arsenal. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time economic control and destruction. European economic strategy fulfills prophetic warnings. What economic intelligence reveals about European financial planning shows preparation for global economic warfare described in biblical prophecy. European space warfare capabilities extend military operations beyond Earth. Space warfare for ultimate dominance. The European Space Defense Program creates comprehensive orbital weapons. Space warfare supporting global conquest. Archaeological evidence from ancient astronomical sites includes space warfare prophecies from historical civilizations. Ancient warnings about sky battles. European satellite weapons capabilities destroy enemy space assets. Orbital warfare supporting Earth-based operations. Think about the space implications. Control Earth. Space warfare fulfilling prophetic sky battles. The European orbital weapons strategy creates comprehensive space arsenal. This fulfills biblical prophecy about end-time battles in the heavens. European space strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What space intelligence reveals about European orbital planning shows preparation for space warfare described in biblical prophecy. European alliance systems create global military partnerships for comprehensive conquest. International alliances supporting imperial expansion. The European Defense Partnerships Program creates worldwide military alliances. International cooperation supporting conquest strategy. Archaeological evidence from ancient alliance systems includes partnership agreements for global conquest. Historical precedents for modern alliances. European military cooperation extends across every continent. Global partnerships supporting worldwide operations. Think about the alliance implications. Global military partnerships for comprehensive conquest. International cooperation fulfilling prophetic coalitions. The European alliance strategy creates comprehensive partnership networks. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time alliances against divine authority. European partnership strategy fulfills prophetic warnings. What alliance intelligence reveals about European partnership planning shows preparation for global alliances described in biblical prophecy. European training systems prepare military forces for specific end-time conflicts. Military education supporting prophetic warfare. The European military education program creates comprehensive training systems. Military preparation supporting conquest strategy. Archaeological evidence from ancient military academies includes training manuals for specific conflicts. Historical preparation for prophetic warfare. European officer training emphasizes global conquest strategies. Military education supporting worldwide operations. Think about the training implications. Systematic preparation for prophetic conflicts. Military education fulfilling divine warnings. The European training strategy creates comprehensive preparation systems. This fulfills biblical warnings about end-time military preparation. European training strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What training intelligence reveals about European military education shows preparation for conflicts described in biblical prophecy. European logistics systems support sustained global military operations. Supply networks supporting worldwide conquest. The European military logistics program creates comprehensive supply systems. Logistical support enabling global operations. Archaeological evidence from ancient supply routes includes logistics plans for global conquest. Historical supply networks for imperial expansion. European supply chains extend across every continent. Global logistics supporting worldwide military campaigns. Think about the logistics implications. Sustained global operations require comprehensive supply networks. Logistical preparation fulfilling prophetic requirements. The European supply strategy creates comprehensive logistics networks. This matches biblical descriptions of end-time military logistics. European supply strategy fulfills prophetic preparations. What logistics intelligence reveals about European supply planning shows preparation for sustained warfare described in biblical prophecy. European command systems coordinate global military operations under unified leadership. Command structure supporting worldwide conquest. The European Military Command Program creates comprehensive leadership systems. Command structure enabling global coordination. Archaeological evidence from ancient command centers includes leadership structures for global conquest. Historical command systems for imperial expansion. European command integration eliminates national military independence. Unified leadership supporting coordinated operations. Think about the command implications. Unified global military leadership under European authority. Command structure fulfilling prophetic unity. The European command strategy creates comprehensive leadership networks. This fulfills biblical prophecy about unified military leadership during end times. European command strategy matches prophetic descriptions. What command intelligence reveals about European leadership planning shows preparation for unified warfare described in biblical prophecy. European military preparation continues accelerating toward conflicts that will fulfill ancient biblical warnings about end-time beast power. This systematic military development demonstrates divine providence working through human rebellion to fulfill prophetic purposes. What we witness today through European militarization is the preparation for conflicts described by Hebrew prophets thousands of years ago. The European defense future shows military power consolidation that will challenge divine authority exactly as biblical prophecy warned. Think about the ultimate outcome. European military power will reach its peak just before divine intervention establishes eternal kingdom authority. A biblical prophecy reveals that European beast power will be destroyed by the stone cut without hands. Divine victory over human military rebellion. Archaeological evidence throughout Europe confirms that previous military attempts at global dominance ended with divine judgment. History will repeat. European military power represents humanity's final challenge to divine authority. But divine intervention is guaranteed through biblical prophecy. The current European militarization fulfills ancient warnings while setting the stage for divine judgment against human rebellion. Hebrew prophets witnessed this entire progression through divine revelation. European military power leads to divine intervention and eternal kingdom establishment. What intelligence analysis reveals about European military development shows acceleration beyond human planning capability. Divine providence working through human rebellion. The European defense destiny involves conflicts that will demonstrate divine authority over human military power. Prophetic fulfillment leading to divine victory. European military preparation presents the final phase of human rebellion before divine intervention establishes permanent kingdom authority. Think about the prophetic promise. The same biblical revelation that warns about European beast power also guarantees divine victory over human military rebellion. European militarization fulfills biblical prophecy while preparing for divine judgment that will establish eternal authority under divine sovereignty.